What's going on, my fellow Stevens and Family D2 members? This is Robert Andrew, once again calling live location exclusively from D2 Studios in my casa, my humble abode. And today I just want to talk about something, expand on something I talked to earlier 4 or 5 days ago about mental illness. I think it's so important that we address it, the stigma of mental illness. I have a cousin and also a friend who suffer from both suffer from clinical depression. And talking with them and getting insight to their battles with it. Um, for instance, my cousin hadn't worked in a long time at a job. He's been totally incapacitated in that regard. And for instance, like my dad, who kind of doesn't understand mental illness, kind of ask him why don't you just snap out of it and be happy. And it's that type of mentality people put on that causes so much stigma. Why don't you just snap out of your diabetes? Why don't you just snap out of your lung cancer? It's the same thing. The brain's an organ. It's an organ just like the lungs, the heart, the kidneys, and sometimes it gets sick. The brain gets sick, and whether it's low dopamine, neurons misfiring, tumors, all kinds of different things that can happen to the brain that make it sick and broken. But we put a stigma on those symptoms of a broken brain just because the symptoms are manifested in things like weird thoughts or depressing thoughts, low energy, and we stigmatize it and look at people with depression, like clinical depression, as being weak-minded and weak-willed people, or just a personality defect. When all it is a brain that's sick, just like someone with a heart disease has a sick heart. So the more we can talk about this, I'm trying to talk about it more and more, the more people will come forward and try to understand it and take that damn fucking stigma away that we have towards mental illness. Excuse my French, but it just frustrates the heck out of me. And I just want to stress that we need to come together and realize that the brain's just organic. It's just an organ, and just like any other organ, it has its ups and downs with people. So that's my rant for today. Let's erase the stigma of mental illness. Let's talk more about it. Let's talk more about clinical depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, OCD, things that occur to the brain that are biochemical, biophysical, that can't be controlled to a certain extent. Of course, with medication and therapy, it can, but initially, sometimes it can, and sometimes it's resistant to medication. Like my cousin's depression, medication doesn't seem to help him. So, let's have empathy, let's have understanding, let's get rid of the stigma of a weak-willed person who has depression and they can't snap out of it, they can't get happy. That's crap. You suffer from clinical depression. You ask me whether you can snap out of it or not. You can't. You can't, not without some kind of professional help. So anyway, that's my rant today, guys. This is Robert Andrew. Thanks for watching my channel as usual. It's such an honor for you to watch my channel, and I appreciate it so much. And as always, hasta la vista, and I love you guys. Take care.